I hope you can hear me. Let me just change the camera a little bit. I don't know how this is going to look. Hopefully it will be okay. My name is Fiona Stanton from Fleece Papercraft, and I wanted to show you a quick technique with the painted glass bundle from Stampin' Up. This is the painted glass bundle. You move it up so you can see. It's got that stained glass from a church type look. So all the little elements, you've got a butterfly, a rose and a bird, and they're all broken up like it was stained glass. And obviously then you've got these type look. The dies that come with it, here are the dies. So it comes as a bundle. You can get these individually. You can get the dies on their own or the stamp set on their own. The stamp set's great for colouring. But here are the dies. So you get this nice long strip die, which I've been working with today. And then you get these ones as well. So these are kind of your stained glass outlines. So I've got one, a rectangle, a semicircle, a fan shape and two little squares. Then these dies cut out the rose, the butterfly and the bird from the actual stamp set. So I've been playing with the long die, like I said. And I'll just show you one card. So this was my inspiration first of all. I suddenly thought with this long one you could do some ribbon weaving. So what I've got here is some burlap ribbon with some whisper white with silver edging ribbon on top. And this is a wedding card type thing, isn't it? Or an anniversary card or something special in that kind of region. So what I did, I cut that strip out of whisper white and then I threaded the ribbon through. The only ribbon that is actually glued down is the burlap underneath, and that's because that's attached to the die and to the card. I just put some double-sided tape on the back once I had threaded it through. The one on top actually isn't glued down, and I probably suggest in future to actually glue that down. Maybe glue that one onto that one as a strip, and then feed it through in one go. But at the moment that moves, and it's very difficult, obviously, for me to now glue that down because the actual topper is now attached to the card. Now I don't know if you can see on the roses, I'm not too sure if it's going to come through. I've embossed those with clear embossing powder. Embossing powder, if you don't know, is like a little pot of very fine plastic which you can stamp onto a card. So you stamp with a clear stamp pad. Normally I use Versamark. There's other brands around. It's a clear sticky-ish ink. It's not a glue, but it's enough to hold this very fine powder onto the card, and then you heat it with a heat gun. But what I've done, I've used Stampin' Up's clear stamping powder, but I've mixed a little bit of Stampin' Up's Dazzling Diamonds into it as well. I had my first pot was nearly at an end, so while I had a second pot, I thought I might as well do something with that first pot. So it's actually glittery clear embossing on that, but I don't know if you can see that very well on the card. You'll be able to see this on my blog, not my blog, sorry, my Facebook page and on my Instagram page later on this week. Okay, so that's my starting up point, and what I'm doing, I'm making a few little thank you cards. It actually came a little bit more tricky than I thought, so it'll only be a few thank you cards using this technique. But what I've done, I've taken that long strip, and you can see this is the waist from it, so that's how long that strip is, and I've cut it into thirds to make 3 cards. And what I've done is I have threaded through mini black sequin trim. It comes in a roll like that. It's a couple of meters there. Let me see how much. 3 meters. Oh no, sorry, 9.1 meters in length. But it's only about 3 millimeters, sorry, wide. So I was able to thread it through the thin edges there. And then I've put some double-sided tape on the back, and I've attached it to I've backed it on, sorry, my laptop was making funny noises, onto some green card. Okay, so these are all the ink colours. The lovely lipstick is the red frame, Call Me Clover is a green back, and then Blueberry Bushel is what I'm using as a base card. So literally once I've stuck it down, all I'm going to do is snip around to cut that card out, and that'll pick up any stray edges. Now the double-sided tape is wider than the area I was kind of trying to adhere. So the double-sided tape is wider than that. But what you do, if you line up to that inner red line, and then the excess on the other side you just knock it underneath, so you have almost like a double layer of sticky tape underneath, and that will keep it neat. There we go. Just trim this bit. And it's pretty easy to trim around these shapes because obviously you've got the line to guide it. And all we're going to do is I'm just going to use a little bit of snail just to attach that to the back. Because it's card on card, snail will be fine. Okay, and as you can see, I've already stamped. Use your grid paper to line things up. There we go. And as you can see, I've already stamped thank you on the bottom. Maybe you can't because it's in black ink. Stamped thank you from the stamp set on the bottom. So it's a nice little card. It shows a few of the new ink colours, and it shows an interesting technique for my customers to try out. And it's really easy to do. You're just threading it in and out, up and down, in and out. And the last one, let me stamp thank you in. I'm using Memento ink for this. There we go. So again, use your Stampin' Up paper to find out where you're stamping. There we go. And then the last one can get stuck on. And there we go. Actually, reasonably quick cards. There we go. So those are the 3 cards. So yeah, that was my technique for today, was to use, sorry I'm moving, the camera's attached to the table, sorry about that, was using the stained glass dies to do ribbon weaving in between. I hope you like that. Thank you very much.